Hiya, my name's Gina Gleason and I'm a transformational coach. So last weekend I did quite a mammoth 26-mile hike in the hilly Lake District. And like whenever we do a big journey that puts us out of our comfort zone, there were challenges. And I'd like to share how I got over some of those challenges. So the first one of them was the buckets of rain coming down before I'd even crossed the start line. I was just drenched, knowing that I had 26 miles to go. And what was it that made me not go home and crawl under the duvet? It was quite simply because I had a purpose. This was a charity hike. I was raising money for the Alzheimer's Society. So there was a real purpose to my journey. And so there was no turning back. It didn't even, occur to me that I might not do this. That wasn't possible because that sense of purpose was driving me forward. And in that first hour, when it was still raining and the path was muddy, I knew the biggest thing for me to work on was my mindset, because this was not how I had expected it to be. I mean, it's July, it's summertime, it's supposed to be sunny, and everyone feel uplifted when you start off on this walk. And I really noticed my thoughts and just let myself observe any negative thoughts and just let them go quickly and change my focus to the positive and the expectation of what was to come. I knew there was going to be beautiful scenery, so that was something to look forward to. And I knew this moment wouldn't last. I knew it wasn't going to rain for the whole journey, although I didn't know how long it was going to rain. And I engaged with some people around me because that's always uplifting for me. Then, we could laugh a little bit about the rain instead of feeling a bit trodden down by it. So I really worked in that first hour and make sure I was keeping positive and upbeat. The next challenge was the terrain. The hills I was okay with, but it was a rocky and stony pathway most of the time, and that was very harsh on the soles of my feet, despite having the right shoes to wear. So for that, again, it's that mindset, that keeping the focus on the beauty around me, walking on soft grass whenever I could, and not keeping the focus on the soles of my feet and how they were hurting for the last 10 miles. And then, of course, there was a whole the physical aspect of this journey, because it's tiring. It's like 40 odd kilometers and hills. And so that self-care aspect was really important. How I'm fueling myself, I'm keeping myself hydrated, I'm stretching, loosening up my body, and keeping myself in that best condition I could as I went forward. But probably the most important thing to make the journey enjoyable was being really present. So instead of listening to music, I didn't do that. I was enjoying what I was doing. I've got these wonderful mental images of the scenery, but even just getting the wind through the trees or the nice breeze on my skin as I'm walking along. And just these really simple things that just made that whole journey enjoyable. So there was that, having a sense of purpose, having a good mindset, that self-care, and those mindful moments that made it a really enjoyable journey. And so maybe you are in the middle of a challenging journey yourself where you're feeling outside your comfort zone, or you're not sure what steps to take. I mean, for me, that path was clearly marked. I didn't have to think about where I was going. But of course, in real life, that is not the case. So we need to be connected to our sense of purpose and listen to that, our knowing and our wisdom inside, to really figure out what are the next steps for us. And sometimes we have limiting beliefs that stop us, and we can sabotage ourselves from really growing and expanding and moving forward. Or we're simply pushing through something that we're not enjoying. And if any of that is you and that resonates with you, I'd love to get in a call with you and see how I can help you through that. If it might work for us to work together and me support you as a transformational coach through your journey and your challenge. So I will leave my website down below, and feel free to book a complimentary call with me. And yeah, enjoy your day. Thanks.